And now, a word from our sponsors.
I think the reason why Labour lost so much of its credibility in its last government was basically because trade unions lost so much of their influence over the Labour Party through Tony Blair. We led wars in Afghanistan and in Iraq, which were unsuccessful to a large extent. And there was an international crisis that did actually affect the UK. Although the last one, I don't think the Labour government can be blamed for. A lot of the things that I think that Labour could be doing to become electable again are things that I've actually seen Jeremy Corbyn do, or at least pledge. The first thing is that he's empowered trade unions. I know that in a lot of ways trade unions have not regained their power, but because of Jeremy Corbyn's stance on trade unions and their importance, he's proven himself to be quite open to dialogue with them and will actually listen to them. But it's through the trade unions that Labour can reach out to the working class that lost faith in Labour, and to the working class that is apathetic in politics. And that is how we motivate them to vote and help Labour become more electable. Also, we need to re-engage in the dialogue of scrapping tuition fees. Again, this is something that I've actually seen Jeremy Corbyn do. So again, it's that way that the Labour Party can reach out to the youth and become electable. But again, they need to motivate the youth, because it was arguably due to the youth having such a low turnout that the EU referendum result was to leave in the first place. The next thing that I think Jeremy Corbyn needs to do, and this is something that I haven't seen him do really, is he needs to stop focusing on the divisions of the Labour Party. He needs to not sack people when they don't agree with him over wars in Iraq, and he needs to also not sack people or not impose a three-line whip when it comes to vote triggering Article 50. The last thing that he just needs to do, and that's, I don't know if this is just my own personal opinion, but it's time to realize that Brexit's going to happen one way or another, and to do that, he needs to make it great. And I'm not even talking about the deals that the UK is leading with Brexit. I think the deals are going to be shit. But what he needs to do is to pledge to make up for the losses that leaving the EU will cause Britain. So, for instance, Cornwall recently reached out to the government asking them to replace the EU funds that they got. A lot of people laughed about it, but I think that's a perfect opportunity for Jeremy Corbyn to step out and say, well, in 2020, under our government, you will get everything replaced. I know that's something that Theresa May has said before, but clearly it's not happening if Cornwall is still reaching out about it. Although this is something that I have seen Jeremy Corbyn speak out about, he needs to not only replace the workers' rights, he needs to improve on them. And the last thing, which I wish I would have spoken about earlier, but it was one of my personal opinions, was that he needed to be more outspoken about protecting EU nationals that are still in this country. Obviously, he did speak out about it last week, and was it yesterday or this morning, the House of Lords actually has now defeated the government on this issue anyway. But why did it take him so long to actually come out about this? Nicola Sturgeon, the first day after Brexit, she said that she values the contributions of EU nationals and that they are welcome in Scotland. Why did it take him so long to just say? He could have said something totally similar to that. I don't understand that, but still, these are the things that Labour need to do to become electable again.
And now, a word from our sponsors.